class. Basically, by using the keyword class, Sun provides a way to create new data types to store different types of values in continuous memory location by using primitive and referensive types. So what is the problem with array we have discussed before? We cannot store different types of values. That is the problem with array. And what class is giving to us? Class is giving a way to create new data types to store different types of values. You can store int, you can store byte, you can store double, you can store string. Everything you can store inside class. Any different types of value you can store in continuous memory location by using primitive and referenced types. First I will make a note about this, then we will see an example how we can create different types of values in continuous memory locations. So what is class? Basically, using the keyword class, our Sun microsystem. Sun microsystem is a community who have created Java. Sun provides a way to create new data types to store different types of values in continuous memory locations. Location using primitive and referenced types. We can use primitive data types and we can use referenced data types inside a class. We will see with example how we can create I will create a class like class sample. Sample is a name which I have given to my class. You can give any name to your class. So this is my class. Inside this class, I want to use primitive type variables and I want to use a reference type variables. So first we will use primitive type variables creation. First I will create byte b is equal to 10. I'm using byte variable, byte data type, and I want to use int data type. Int I is equal to sum 20, and I want to use char data type. Char ch is equal to sum I want to store a. All these primitive types I want to use in class. Next I want to create array type variable. Array type variable creation. I want to create double array. D is equal to some, I want to store some 5 values, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. This is my array type. So I am using primitive types and I am using reference types array inside my class. Now we can also use string str is equal to some a month. This is my string variable. String variable I can write upside string type variable creation. So I have created primitive types and I have created array type variables and I'm storing string type. I'm using all types inside my class. In array, we have seen in array we have some limitations. We cannot store different types of values. The problem is solved by using class in our Java. So how memory will be created for all these types in our memory location, we will see now. Inside class we will be having main method, public static void main. Main method is the starting point, initial point of our program execution. String array args. Inside this main method, I have to create object for my class. Like I want to create sample s is equal to new sample. By using new keyword, we can create a object for a class. Now I have created an object. So what will be happening here? Whenever our program execution started, control comes to main method. From main method, our execution is going to start. This is the initial point of program execution. Whenever control comes to main method, it will see some object is created with class sample s is equal to new sample. Then it will create an object for this class. After creating object for this class, then it will create a continuous memory location for the types whatever we have stored in our class. We will see memory structure, how it will be stored. This is my sample object creation. Inside this memory, first we will create memory for our primitive types variable. Byte b is equal to 10. 10 will be stored here. So for this variable name we have provided as b. Next, it will create memory for our int variable. Next, it will create memory for our char variable. Next, it will create memory for, we have array and we have string. How array memory will be created? First, it will create a separate continuous memory location for that array. And whatever the values we have in array will be stored in this array. We have we have 5 values with double array. This 4 will be stored in this location. Next 5. This is my array, double array. For this double array, a memory location address will be there, like some 2020. This is the address of my array. And this address will be stored in my sample object 2020. So for this address we have created, for this array we have created a D variable. So this is D variable. Next we have string object, string variable creation. So how string variable will be created? First it will create a memory. Inside this data will be stored. For this location address will be there, like 3030. And this address will be stored in my sample object 3030. For this string I have given variable name as str. This is how memory allocation will be there in our class. So for my sample object also address will be there, like some 1010. This is the address of my sample object, and this sample object address will be stored in my s variable. One zero one zero. This will be stored inside s variable, and this will be pointing to my sample object. So this is how our class memory will be created inside JVM memory or computer memory. First we have created primitive types variables like 10, 20, inside our sample object. Whenever execution started, control comes to main method, then sample s is equal to new object. Sample object will be created with s variable. So then it will create a memory, and it will create memory for all the types we have in our class. For byte b is equal to 10, it has created b is equal to 10, I is equal to 20, ch is equal to a. Then we have created reference type like array type. For array it has created a memory, it has given some address like 2020, and that address will be stored in my sample object with referenced variable as d. Then we have created string variable with Hemant. Hemant will be stored in my some location, and that location will be having some address 3030. That address will be stored in my str variable. All this sample object will be having address like 1010. That 1010 will be pointing to my s variable. This is how memory will be allocated to our class with all the data types we have used in class. So we will create this class in Notepad. We will execute this.